Alright, I'm sorry I don't have any competent background footage, but basically this video is just a summary of what has been happening for the last 3 months. I really don't know what else to say. This place is crazy. Well, at least the hills are insane. What are you doing there? Bro, what are you doing? Alright, so this is the first day in Madrid. The group just stopped by a candy shop. Alex didn't buy anything, but we're right now waiting for the rest of it. Yeah. Alex, how do you feel?
I got some candy in my eye.
Wait, what is this?
My mom packed me this. It's just a mix.
Can you try that? Alright, okay. That's pretty good. So you guys still here?
Why do you want me to tell you?
Oh damn!
Oh my god!
You. The aura farming is out of this world. Nah, he's got a lot of experience doing this. Definitely. He's using his hips.
Oh my god!
Very professional movements. A bit of context for the next scene, but on the second day, at night there was a protest. I think it was about Palestine, but it was a peaceful protest. But either way, the teachers weren't taking any chances. So all the way until like 10:30 p.m. we had to stay in our hotels, and then we finally got dinner after that. And the guys you're about to see next actually asked to join the protest, but they weren't allowed to.
Oh, he's like gonna get so mad.
Wait, does he hate Palestine? Like, is he just racist or what?
Probably like all of it.
But damn, that's crazy. Bro, Benja, what are you doing? Oh my god. Before the October trip, everything was alright. Well, I can't say alright. I would say that the rug was figuratively pulled out from under me when I moved, since any scheduling and organization kind of just flew out of my window faster than the gas prices in 2021 went up. Most things kind of ground to a halt. There was essentially zero progression in any of the skills I needed to build, especially since now I'm in high school. Literally every month counts to college applications. And athletically, I'd say I lost the most finish in this time period because I did pretty much nothing. Maybe I ran like twice or something, but yeah. And I struggled to adapt to the new environment, especially since we lived at the top of a mountain in like the middle of nowhere. Even if I moved to quote unquote Barcelona, it's not that I actually lived in the middle of the city, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. After the October trip, things began to sort of settle. I got my first grades back, which honestly were kind of frustrating since I wasn't getting the highest possible grades, which were the ones that I wanted, especially in the fuck-ass grading system I'm doing, and the one I'm going to keep doing for the next 4 years. It's called the IBMYP. Well, the DP. It becomes the IBDP in 11th and 12th grade. I don't have all the time to explain, but to summarize, the curriculum is great at eating up time, or maybe I'm just shit at time management. I'd say it's both, actually. Either way, basically I was performing horribly in Spanish, primarily because the Spanish level I was in, which was only one below native, was a huge step in difficulty for me. Math was an excuse for me to get extra sleep, however, and history and English already made me use my already slow brain way too much. PE was surprisingly fun until our coach left and we got a substitute with about 3 functioning brain cells. The culture, well, the mix of cultures was difficult to adapt to, but I at least figured out a half decent schedule I could use, and I started making some friends at least, which is something slightly positive to take out of the situation. I ran a bit more, and I eventually got the cross country team that I asked for. But not only did the team consist of like 3 people, we ran only like twice a week, and once on track and once on the trails. It's not like we got much done anyway, but what matters is that I started. I ran a 5K time trial during this time, and the course was set out by my coach. It turned out to be 5.8K. So if we take the converted time, I ran lower mid-19s, like a 19:15. And I think it's because the course was really gravelly and had a massive hill. But either way, that's cross-country for you, pretty much. And I was pretty upset at the time because I was expecting to be way faster. And I was also upset because I wasn't doing as well as my peers in America, which now I think of it is absolutely justified. As the great Robin Cheney said, everything is relative. So yeah, low 19s was pretty shit compared to most of my competition in the US. But things started getting better from here.
Bars, I swear. Right? Right?
Yeah.
Alright, let's look for that lost spike.
When I went to Sweden again for my birthday, things started to get a bit more stable, specifically in my athletic development. And even if school assignments were starting to ramp up during this time, I tried my best to keep up with them, but also struggled really a lot. I will say that having family around was super beneficial, as spending time with them was amazing and completely blew the time I spent not working out of the window. It was so worth it. I also got my hands on some of the best shoes I've ever worn for running, the Nike Streakfly 2s. I'm definitely still using them over track season, and they're amazing. They basically weigh nothing, and they're really fast. It was at this point that I had gained enough fitness to run a pretty big 5K PB. I ended up running 17:42, going through the 3-mile split in 17:06 on a relatively flat course with just a bit of mud. That was a huge PR at the time, and the best 5K I had ever run. I also retook the SAT, and it went okay, the practice test, and I still kind of got bombed, though. I scored like a high 1,300 or something, and the crazy part is, during the summer, with only 2 weeks of preparation, I got like a 15:10. So yeah, sometime this year, I should dedicate like 2 to 4 weeks to the SAT just to get back in that 1,500 shape. As for the rest of my classes, I got absolutely whooped in English, mainly because I speak and write like an illiterate person, and my Spanish was on its way to develop. Luckily, I had gotten slightly better. I had picked up some 5s and 6s, even got some 7s and 8s as well. But my worst criteria, which was writing, remained pretty much unchanged. That's also when getting addicted to my phone started to really cause issues, specifically Instagram Reels, and yet I couldn't really find a way out of it. Time limits, I'd just turn them off. Taking my phone away from me or giving it to someone else, I'd somehow convince myself with a dumb excuse to have that hell spawn of an item next to me. Either way, I was making progress, but also I really started to miss America. It was annoying because I always felt empty in Barcelona and kept focusing on what I didn't have and all the repercussions that came with moving, which is hard to avoid. But the amount of time I spent reminiscing about the old times or crying myself to sleep didn't really help me in any way. Sad music only drained my time and energy, while I fell behind on my work and struggled with interacting with my peers or even interacting with my teachers on that hand. And it was just a negative cycle that kept making itself worse. All right, so at this point in the school year, it was pretty late in. I think we had around a month left of school, and things were getting really rough for me because I spent too much time on social media and I didn't have any schedule or routine to me, so everything got lost in the mess. Academically, I was just maintaining myself. I didn't really progress in many things, specifically when it goes into like Spanish or English, God forbid. But Spanish, my grades were very inconsistent, specifically with writing because grammar was a pain for me. English, it was a bit more complicated. I took my final test a while ago, but I don't think that went too well, actually. Okay, so I went to Barcelona International Math Competition right after that October break, and I can tell you that was probably one of the worst things I've done because I got like completely rolled. I got like, what was it? I think I got like cooked by classmates who didn't even prepare. And the thing was, I did start studying, but it was extremely procrastinated. And I started like 2 days before the competition, and I still got rolled. And I think the reason why for that was just because I'm just bad at competition math, or maybe I'm just bad at math in general. I don't know, but there is a math competition in February, and I really would like to attend it. Furthermore, as the time progressed, I ended up getting a sickness that would eventually end the first semester horribly. It was some kind of cold, but I'm not exactly sure what it was. But eventually, since I trained through it and I ignored treating it and still decided to, not wear sweaters outside, I got bronchitis from it. It was horrible. I coughed up blood every day. It was disgusting. And without any oxygen, and since I couldn't really breathe much, I ended up getting a lot of brain fog, and studying became the worst thing ever for me because I couldn't remember anything I did going into test day. Luckily, finals wasn't that difficult. I think the only ones that really worked for me were probably English. Like I mentioned earlier, the on-demand essays are always difficult for me. But otherwise, I think everything actually went pretty well, especially science, since I came an hour late to the test and I forgot everything I studied, but I still managed to get the highest grade possible. I think that was just a miracle, probably luck, but either way, I'm very happy that it happened. Chemistry is weird, I guess. Okay, what's that in the background? Alright, anyways, yeah, chemistry is just extremely weird in general, but let's look at what else I did. Extracurricularly, I was really falling off. I started piano again right before the semester ended. I mean, I was never good at piano. I was always kind of shit because I didn't practice. But I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with piano going on from here. I think I might just play recreationally because there's literally no way I'm going to be any good with it if I actually started trying. What else? My languages, Chinese and Vietnamese specifically, both fell off really hard. Yes, I do speak Vietnamese in my household because I'm Vietnamese, but it didn't really do much since I didn't speak much in my household at all. Chinese, I started Chinese classes again, but my Chinese is so rusty that I'm definitely gonna have to spend a few months just trying to regain all of what I learned in 8th grade. Running was extremely depressing. Up until the sickness, I had actually ramped up in fitness so quickly. Like, I was running 525-mile repeats, I was running 66-second 400-meter repeats when I was like going fast, and that's crazy because right after that, everything just crashed with the sickness because I kept training through it like a stupid person. So I guess that's just what happens. And the thing was, I think I was in like 1620, 1615 3-mile shape, which is amazing actually considering the low mileage I've been running. But I couldn't even time trial. I lost all of it. And I think this marks the 3rd week off running for me, but hopefully I'll get back soon. Going to track season, I have a lot of huge goals, but those are gonna have to wait as I regain my fitness, not only just running wise, but academically and extracurricularly as well. I have a lot of projects I want to complete this 2nd semester so I can finally lock in and actually do well in high school and get into fucking college and shit. But that this winter break will be critical for recovery and etc. I spent a lot of time with my family in this last week, and it was amazing because family is amazing. And yeah, it was just very fun, and that let me take some time off of just worrying over certain things. And even if I spent a lot of time with my family, the fact that I didn't have a routine or any form of consistency felt really empty. And going into this next semester, definitely I should probably set time limits on my phone. But beyond that, a schedule is probably the most beneficial thing to me right now. Alright, I'm sorry if this video was quite boring, but yeah, it was just the summary of what has been happening for the last 3 months. And yes, I will release a video soon going into detail of what I'm gonna do for 2026, so stay tuned for that, I guess.